A cat went missing in Wyoming. 2 months later, he was found in his home state, California. This story was updated to add a photo. The love between a pet and its owner knows no bounds nor state lines. After going missing in Yellowstone National Park, a 2-year-old cat traveled more than 800 miles toward its California home. Siamese cat Rainbow, pronounced Rainbow, ran off into the trees during a trip to the Wyoming park in June, according his owners Benny and Suzanne Anguiano. The couple, based out of Salinas in Monterey County, thought they had seen the last of their beloved pet. However, 2 months later, they received a voicemail from an animal shelter in Roseville, about 30 minutes northeast of Sacramento, informing them that Rainbow was ready for pickup. The pair's 5-day trip at Yellowstone took a downturn after several days spent scouring the park, with Benny roaming the forest wearing bear repellent. Their relentless search ended June 8th when their park reservation ended, and the couple returned home devastated. Benny told Suzanne they could not stay at the park forever, and park rangers said they would inform them if Rainbow was spotted. I understood that, but I just made him stay until the very last minute, that's for sure. And even as we were driving out, I had my window down. I'm still calling him and we're still scanning the road. It was pretty traumatic, Suzanne told USA Today Thursday. Rainbow's twin cat Star Jasmine called out for her brother from a carrier. Suzanne said she knew her twin was gone. The ride home was sorrowful for her as the cat grappled with being apart from her twin for the first time ever. Couple initially skeptical of shelter's phone call, the Anguianos held on to hope despite mounting despair. Park officials said some pets are found months later, Benny said. As they crossed the state line into Idaho, the couple saw a double rainbow, assuring Suzanne that Rainbow is being taken care of. Yet, the pair found themselves in complete disbelief when a voicemail August 3rd from the Placer SPCA shelter in Roseville said that their cat had been found. Skeptical of a potential scam, Suzanne said it wasn't until her husband and daughter were also contacted that they began taking the message seriously. I said, "Take a picture. I want to make sure I don't drive 3.5 hours and it's not my cat," Benny said. So they did. About 20 minutes later, they sent a picture, and yep, it was him. The two reserved their emotions until they could see the cat, afraid of false hope. But the moment they laid eyes on Rainbow, they knew they had been reunited. When we for sure knew, we were in tears. We were all hugging and crying, Suzanne said. Rainbow and Star Jasmine are back to sleeping, playing, and jumping together after a brutal period apart. The couple now has 3 cats, including new addition Max, who they adopted as a companion for Star while she was alone. Cat lost nearly half his body weight while missing gacked. While it's unclear how Rainbow made his way from Wyoming to California, his appearance shows the journey did not come without struggles. Suzanne said his paws were calloused, dry, and cracked. Rainbow weighed between 7 and 8 pounds, down from his initial 13-pound weight, according to Suzanne. Veterinarians said blood work showed low protein levels from inadequate nutrition, leading the family to believe no one cared for him during those 60 days. Poor thing looked like he was 6 months old, 9 months old. He was really little, all skin and bones. He had lost half his body weight, Benny said. He was in starvation mode, so now he's worked himself out of that. Suzanne said both Rainbow and Star were microchipped as required by the local rescue shelter from where they had adopted the cats. However, she said she was grateful Star wasn't the one who ran off, as her microchip had shortly fallen out when she was spayed as a kitten, according to a local shelter that performed procedure. She urges all dog and cat owners to not only microchip their pets, but register their owner's name and contact information because life can be unpredictable. If you love your pet, you will, Suzanne said. You will do that if you ever want to see them again, because anything can happen. As careful as you can be, animals are animals and something can happen like with us, and they get away. More information. A lost cat's mysterious 2-month, 900-mile journey home to California. A gray cat living an extraordinary life of visits to the beach and trips to the lake went on his biggest adventure alone, traveling hundreds of miles from Wyoming to California. But how the feline named Rainbow, pronounced Rainbow, made it home 2 months after getting lost in Yellowstone National Park during a summer camping trip remains a mystery. Benny and Suzanne Anguiano and their 2 cats arrived at Yellowstone's Fishing Bridge RV Park on June 4th for the cats' first trip to the forest. But soon after they arrived, Rainbow was startled and ran into the nearby trees. The couple looked for him for 4 days, even laying out his favorite treats and toys. When they finally had to drive back to Salinas, California, on June 8th, Suzanne Anguiano said she was crushed but never lost hope she would find him. We were entering the Nevada desert, and all of a sudden I see a double rainbow. And I took a picture of it, and I thought, that's a sign. That's a sign for our rainbow that he's going to be okay, she said. In August, the Anguianos received amazing news when a microchip company messaged them that their cat was at the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals in Roseville, California, nearly 900 miles, 1,448 kilometers from Yellowstone. He was only about 200 miles, 322 kilometers away from his home in Salinas. A woman who first saw Rainbow wandering the streets of the Northern California city fed him and gave him water until she trapped him on August 3rd and took him to the local SPCA. The next day, the Anguianos drove to Roseville and picked up their cat, who had lost 6 pounds. I believe truly that he made that trek mostly on his own. His paws were really beat up, lost 40% of his body weight, had really low protein levels because of inadequate nutrition. So he was not cared for, Suzanne Anguiano said. The couple still doesn't know how their cat got to Roseville, but believes he was trying to get home. They have reached out to the media, hoping to fill in the blanks. Benny Anguiano said that besides microchipping their cats, they now have also fitted 2 of them with AirTags and Rainbow with a GPS global tracker. The cats love traveling in the camper and looking out the big windows to see deer, squirrels, and other animals. But the family is not ready to get on the road with their pets again anytime soon, he said. It was a very ugly feeling after we lost him, Benny Anguiano said. We'll have to practice camping at home and camp in the driveway to get him used to it. Cat lost in Yellowstone travels 800 miles to reunite with owners after 2 months. Benny and Suzanne Anguiano are back home in California with Rainbow, who ran into woods during camping trip. More information. For 2 months, a California couple was heartbroken, worrying about the whereabouts of their beloved cat after losing him in Yellowstone National Park, a wilderness larger than some U.S. states. But as summer came to a close, so did their tragic story. Benny and Suzanne Anguiano reunited with their lost feline Rainbow last month, after an animal welfare group called to let them know their cat had been found in Roseville, California, about 800 miles, 1,287 kilometers from Yellowstone. In June, the couple went camping in the national park, where their cat was startled by something in the wilderness. Rainbow ran into the trees, and they didn't see him again for 60 days. During the trip, they searched every day, laying out treats and toys in hopes he'd return, but without success. We had to leave without him, Suzanne Anguiano told KSBW. That was the hardest day because I felt like I was abandoning him. In early August, Rainbow's microchip came in handy. The couple received a message from PetWatch, a pet tracking service, indicating that their cat had been found in Roseville at the local branch of the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. A woman had discovered Rainbow alone in the street and brought him to the shelter. He was really depleted, said Suzanne. He probably didn't have much energy left to go any farther. Suzanne first shared their roller coaster story on Facebook, explaining that she hadn't told it earlier because it was too traumatic. Exactly how Rainbow traveled the 800 miles from Yellowstone to Roseville remains a mystery, but the couple said they hope sharing their story might prompt someone to come forward with any details. In their KSBW interview, the couple also urged other pet owners to install trackers to avoid losing their pets for good. Thanks for watching my video.